Hi lovelies, it's Carly from carly7.com, and today's video is going to be on moving from our head and into our heart, shifting from a really mind-oriented decision making and living into a more heart-based one, based in our heart portal area. And first I wanted to talk a little bit about the why we want to do this, and the second part is a little bit on how, bearing in mind that the hows are many and varied and multi-oriented, and there are so many wonderful people in our world who are dedicated to exactly the how aspect of it, and I'll just touch on a few, but there are many. So kicking us off with the why we want to move from our head and into our heart. Well, speaking from experience, from many years of living in my head, I just know that it feels better. I know it feels better to live from a place that allows me to feel more connected. It allows me to access wisdom I never thought that I would have access to. So higher dimensional guides, the universe speaks through here. My higher self speaks through my heart as well. And I feel a lot more grounded, as well as being able to connect with the cosmos. It's an awesome portal for both the feeling connected to the ground, as well as higher dimensions. And truly, it's a place where a multidimensional intelligence resides that is tough to describe, better for you to feel it, better for you to experience it. So that's my aim with this video, is to, if you haven't yet, introduce the concept to you, and then just to give a few suggestions on how you might do that. So my first suggestion is choose a movement exercise of some kind that you love, that lights you up, that just has no effort, there's no sense of, oh no, I don't want to go and do that. So maybe it's dance, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's just a walk or a run, or any kind of exercise that you enjoy that brings you into your body. When you're doing that exercise though, or movement in that case, I mean really it could just be shaking your booty in front of the mirror. Like let's not, put an added barrier or added dimension of I can't do this to it. You can just pause the video now and go and just shake your booty and get into your body. Once you're doing that movement, become aware of being in your body. This might seem a little odd that you may not be aware of it, but so often we're doing the movement, but we're all up in our head about it. So it could be that, we're in an exercise class and we're going, oh gosh, I can't move as quickly as the person next to me, or we're in yoga and we're not as flexible as the person next to us, or we're dancing and we're being self-conscious about whether or not we're moving properly, if there is even a proper way to move when you dance. But we're all up in our head. So just try and be conscious within your body. So maybe pick an area of your body. It could be your heart space, it could be your womb space, it could be even your feet. Just feel into that space while you're doing that movement. If you feel yourself coming back up into your head, just come back down into your body. No beating yourself up about it, but just create an awareness within your body while you're doing that movement. Second practice is related to that, but just when you're going about your day-to-day life and existence, when you find your mind kind of wandering, or you're kind of going into a daydream, think, let's feel into a part of my body, feel into my body. So if you have sort of a few moments of just, it's a presence practice, which is actually meditation, but I like to call it presence. It could just be 3 conscious breaths into any part of your body. So let's just take our womb for example. Just put your hands on your womb and just breathe and feel from the womb space. Feel into that whole sort of the area around it, and from within your body. And maybe you can't. I remember not being able to do that with my feet in particular, and to a certain extent my womb area when I first started doing this a few years ago and first started feeling within my body and not just my headspace. So it might take a while for you to create, for there to be a sort of a sensation of feeling in that part of your body, but persist and it will begin to, you'll be able to feel from that space. The next how that I have is body work. And by body work, I mean some kind of an energy-oriented massage or practice like kinesiology or kahuna massage, Reiki, Lomi Lomi massage, or a psychosomatic therapy of some kind. Just Google it and have a feel into where you might, what resonates with you as to what's right for you. It is one of the most crucial practices I had in dropping more into my heart space and into a space out of my head into my body, and having a sort of a much more holistic presence. So I remember when I first started doing body work, I couldn't believe the sensation of feeling from every part of my body at the same time. It was such a linear, one focus area of feeling that I generally had, which was very much focused on my head and my mind space. And the more body work I got, the more used to I got to being in alignment with feeling from all parts of my body. And it's just one of those sensations where if you don't, you sort of, there are people who are born with it and who are able to feel really connected to their body vehicle. But so many of us, and my journey in particular has been about getting out of the head and into the body. So it's one of the most amazing feelings to really feel your feet, really feel into your knees, feel into your whole, and I just love connecting with my entire body all at once now, which, it can sound really odd, but it's very pleasant after living for so many years, just really up in here. The next practice that I have is a heart-based, quick kind of presence practice in the morning that I love to do. And you can do it while you're still lying down. It's very much, and it's actually quite effective to do it when you're just in that waking moment. The waking moment's when your brain is still in theta brainwave state. It's your subconscious kind of juicy moments that you can drop things in. Just either place your hands on your heart or feel into your heart space and just say, I love you, over and over. Look, 3 times will do. But if you can just say it enough to really start to feel it in your heart space and feel love in your heart space, it does wonders for activating your heart and allowing you to drop more focus into that area. It can be hard. It can be tough, particularly for those of us who struggle with self-esteem issues. Saying things like I love you to yourself can be really, really tough. So maybe you might want to try thinking of someone you love, something you love, a pet maybe, and create that feeling of love and then direct it into your heart portal. Direct it in there and feel the love that you have for the other person or thing and direct it within. And before you know it, you'll start to cultivate more love for yourself, but maybe you just want to practice with feeling into the love you feel for other people first. The final how that I'd love to share with you today is about making decisions from this place, from the place of your heart and your body more broadly. So when you're faced with some kind of a question, it could be, want to go out this Friday night, or it could be, shall we have lunch from a friend, or I'd love for you to come to this event with me. So instead of making a decision based on a calculation or an analysis of whether or not you should go, or some kind of guilt, or just your default way of deciding based on your head, try making a decision based from your heart space, from your broader sort of a bodily response. So feel into it is the best way to describe it. Feel into it rather than think about it. So it takes practice, but just practice on an event you have coming up, and really feel into whether or not you want to go. Like, do you really? It'll be it's almost like it's a very, very subtle, quick response that your body and your heart give you. That's often very quickly overtaken by your mind. That sort of wants to tick over the reasons why you should be doing this, or or shouldn't be doing this, that kind of thing. So I'd love to encourage you to feel into that very, very quick response that tends to be given by your heart and body initially, and then gets overridden by your mind. The more you feel into that, and the more you actually make decisions from that place, it's a muscle. So it actually is something that now I make decisions based from that place very rapidly. It's a very quick thing for me. It's my natural decision making place, but it definitely was not the place that I made my decisions from for many, 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 many years. But it becomes a natural response after you practice and practice and practice. So yeah, try dropping into your heart space to make decisions and feeling into your response and how you'd like to proceed with the decision based on how it feels, rather than the analysis that kicks in your mind straight away. So I think that's it. The why and the how of dropping from your head and into your heart. Now I'd love to hear from you as to how you may drop from your head into your heart. Perhaps you are a practitioner who helps people to do that, or maybe even you've just started with the practice yourself, or maybe you want to try out some of the practices that I've suggested, and let me know in the comments below how you go with them. I'd love to know. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give it a thumbs up, and hopefully I will see you in a video again sometime soon. Thanks guys, big love, bye.